Hey, been a while since an update. Lots happened. We took the probe to VIR for the last round of the Optima search for the ultimate street car for 2023, and we finished second in class. Out of two. This weekend was a tale of attrition. Everybody broke. Everybody broke. Doug Wynn was supposed to be there, and he showed up, but he didn't bring his car. He just got a new engine in it, and it failed almost immediately on him. So he didn't have a car, so he wasn't competing. And then we did have a new guy show up, Ian Brown, in a Mini, and the Mini was a ripper. Oh man, it was a neat car. And his first launch for the autocross and speed stop on Saturday, he grenaded his differential. So the guy and his two friends that came with him, he pulled the transmission out of the car. He took it apart. They pulled the differential out. They reassembled the fragments of probably, like the spider gears and stuff on the inside of the differential that had broken apart, and he welded it solid. So he put it back in, and he basically had a front-wheel drive car with a spool. I'm sure it drove like crap, but it was fast. So he got an autocross run in and got on the board. He completed the road rally, but during his autocross run, he dropped a valve. So the valve dropped the cylinder, piston comes up, smacks valve, makes a mess. He did the road rally on 3 cylinders. He got one road course session in, got one time lap that was a flyer, and then the timing belt broke. But he had completed the event. And but that left me all day Sunday to go and try and beat him. And what ended up happening was we broke a motor mount. This plate just snapped on Saturday. Ironically, Ian loaned us a welder and a generator, and we welded it back together. But that repair, doing it on the grass with the grass catching fire right next to my head, didn't make it very far on the track on Sunday. And we ended up trying to ratchet strap the engine in place, and it didn't work. So with the broken motor mount, the car couldn't take any kind of power. So here we are. We finished the event, second place, scored like 342 points, which is actually really good. And the very next day, we got the invite. We made it into the Ultimate Streetcar Invitational. So we are going to Vegas. Take a minute to talk about that. Like, what does that mean? It's really hard to get into the Optima Ultimate Streetcar Invitational. You can go through the rules, and if you listen to the podcast or follow it, all this. Many of you don't follow it. There's basically, they run a series. At the end of the series, they have an invitational event for the top cars, and there's basically 3 ways to get in. You can win an event, win your class. They have a thing called the Spirit of the Event Award, which they give to people that they think really exemplify the sport and promoting the series and really have a good attitude. So those people are always, they're not necessarily the fastest person, but it's a way for them to get people that really care about the sport into the big show. And then you can point in. So, during the season, you run each event and you accrue points. And right now they take your best 2 events and add them together, and then that's the season points chase. So in each class, at the end of the season, there are 7 event winners that will get an invite at each of the 7 events. And then the next 3 people in the class that don't already have an invite, according to points, get in. So this year, we did finish second at VIR. Ian beat us. He accepted the invite. I hope he makes it and gets that car fixed. We were second, didn't get the invite. But overall for the season, we finished 6th out of, I think, 40 people that competed during the year. So happy about that. And that was enough points to get us invited on points. So that's where we're going. I'm, you know, it's a bit of a humble brag here, but I've made a serious attempt to get into OUSCI 4 times. I did it with the Buick the first time in 2018. And I think, yeah, that was the year I turned 40. And so instead of running out and buying a Corvette for my midlife crisis, I decided I was going to make my Buick fast enough to get into the Ultimate Streetcar Invitational. And I won in on points that year. 2019, didn't run very many events. 2020, we ran the probe when it was naturally aspirated. And that was COVID year. And that year, the Invitational ended up not being in Vegas because there was no SEMA that year. They did the High Performance Expo at Circuit of the Americas in Austin. So we did go with the probe that year, but we didn't get to go to SEMA. And then we turbocharged the car over that winter. 2021, we were going for it. We got a podium finish at NOLA, first event, and then took it time trials and blew the motor up. So that was a total rebuild. That took about 18 months. We switched to the Buick and finished the season. We were really close. We were on the bubble for getting in on points. And then at the Road America event, we got the Spirit of the Event Award. You know, the organizers wanted us, and they wanted that car in that show that year. So we got to go in 2021 with the Buick. So that was the 3rd time. And now this is number 4. We got the car run at the beginning of the year. We had a great season. We had small problems every event, but we got through each one. VIR, we had some pretty big problems with this motor mount, but we still finished, and we got the points we needed. So, good deal. I'm real proud of it. I really am. You know, it's hard to say it, but it's not easy to do this, and it's not easy to get into this event. And the competitors are awesome. Big thanks to, you know, Troy and Dayton De La Houssaye at Go Moto. I'll link them in the description. They sponsor the GTC class, and they help everybody out. They're invaluable. I think the first event of the year, I forgot my racing shoes, and they loaned me a pair. And there were no speed shops anywhere near the track. If they hadn't loaned me those shoes, I wouldn't have been able to run that weekend. So you know, it's huge. They're awesome. Go to their website and buy some oil or something. And so, yeah, that's the splurge about OUSCI. So that also means that the SEMA crunch is now in full effect. So what are we doing? We've got it up in the air. Obviously, we've taken the broken motor mount off. We've got to cut the remainder of the bracket off, and we got some metal coming from Metal Supermarket that should fix that permanently. Part of the moving around, the exhaust has actually bent somewhere, and I haven't found the bend, but now it's too close, and the clutch fork is hitting it when I'm pushing the clutch. So we're going to need to fix that. We have a puff of smoke on throttle lift. It's possible we've got a crimped or damaged turbo drain line that might be causing that. I got to get the intake piping off and see what's gotten in there. Then we smacked a cone, and it destroyed that piece of body cladding. We kept the pieces, so we got a fiberglass kit coming. We'll reassemble those and patch it up. And then this door here, let's get this sticker out of the way. It didn't survive the drive home. But if we pull this sticker off, you can see right there the dip is coming up. And that just goes along with this kind of patch right here, which the dip came off because of one of these stickers. So we're gonna peel this whole door and respray it. Now what is that gonna be? I mean, we shipped the material shipped over here this week, so we'll be able to do that. That door will peel. And we've had so much happen with the motor mount moving and stuff banging around. The alignment's a little suspect, so we're gonna need to fix the alignment. I will probably need to call up Winning Formula and see if they could squeeze me in for a touch-up. and then we got to clean it real good. Then we'll be ready to go. The other difficulty is the truck. We are still waiting on the transmission. I've been borrowing my dad's truck to get to events, which is nice, but I'd like to be able to do my truck. So hopefully that transmission gets done this week and we can put it in next weekend, and then we'll be able to put enough miles on the truck before the event that we can change the brake-in oil out of it and actually use it. So that's that. I'm gonna switch views here and get started on cutting this bracket out, and see you on the other side of the montage. coats here. I'm kind of happy. In the shop here, my fan is not outrunning my furnace. So it is able to maintain temperature in here, and it's about 55 degrees outside, so it's not super cold, but it's colder than paint weather. It's 70 in here, and the heater is able to keep up and keep the room warm ahead of the exhaust fan, but at the same time the exhaust fan is working. I just sprayed a door panel and I just took the respirator off and it's already cleared most of the fumes out. I am not going to die, or the garage might not blow up, which is fantastic. So got the car all back together. I'm going to shine a light down here. You can see the new mount. It's a little blurry, but it's back together. We also finished respraying this door, so that came out great. And due to a mishap, we also had to respray the hood. So that's done. What we've got now is checking the toe. And what ended up happening, what happened was the bolts attaching the steering knuckles to the struts got loose, and the wheels kind of flopped over. Now the toe's all messed up, and so's the camber. I mean, it's just off. And on this car, small adjustments to camber create huge changes in toe. So I've got an appointment at Winning Formula next week, a week from today actually, to have them touch up the alignment, and in the interim we're going to clean the car up because it's dirty. So we'll get the detail going, and then Tuesday we'll get it to the alignment shop and they'll straighten out all that mess, and then a few days after that we're heading for SEMA. So we'll have an update after we get back from that, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.